Climate change is a growing risk that can undermine global stability, and this affects insurers as well. Water scarcity, for example, can create conflicts in markets and societies. Recent protests against tourists in Spain were due in part to over-tourism depleting their limited water supplies. Drought caused water restrictions that made Italian farmers lose their crops and cattle, and Brazilian businesses lose power. How do governments allocate water among agriculture, tourism, and energy production during droughts? How can insurers adequately price insurance of farmers, businesses, and power companies amid rising flood losses? Climate change can also affect crop production and food supply locally and globally. In our interconnected world, we increasingly depend on food imports, which makes trade strategically and geopolitically important. Especially in emerging markets, food is often a big part of household expenses. Higher food costs increase social pressure and lead to climate migration. With more frequent severe weather events, irregular precipitation patterns, and rising sea levels, countries face a growing risk of social unrest due to possible food shortages and higher prices, competition for natural resources, and mass migration. Another area where we see climate change and global security threats closely linked is in the Arctic. Shrinking ice fields are creating new shipping routes, such as the Northern Sea Route and the Northwest Passage. This leads to more maritime traffic, and with it a higher probability of accidents and potential for international disputes over shipping lanes and rescue operations. Melting permafrost and shrinking ice are making resources like oil, gas, and minerals more accessible. Extraction activities could increase the risk of accidents and spills, liability costs, and the potential for significant environmental damage. Competition for resources can raise geopolitical tensions and conflicts among Arctic and non-Arctic states. The emerging risk around climate change and global security can affect various insurance policies. They include agriculture, flood and business interruption covers, and property, casualty and specialty insurance for exposure to pollution, environmental risk, terrorism, or social unrest. The Arctic opening in particular could also bring ESG litigation risk from increased claims for property loss or relocation costs, and the potential for legal actions related to displacement and loss of livelihood. You can learn more about new emerging risks in our Sonar 2024 report.